ServSafe Exam Test 2026 Part 2 Safe Food Handling and Allergens.
Question 1. What is the very first step in the proper hand washing process? Option A. Apply soap. Option B. Wet hands and arms with warm water. Option C. Scrub hands vigorously. Option D. Dry hands with a single-use towel.
The correct answer is option B. Wet hands and arms with warm water. The first step is to wet hands and arms using running warm water, followed by applying soap.
Question 2. How long should a food handler scrub their hands and arms with soap during the hand washing process? Option A. 5 to 9 seconds. Option B. 10 to 15 seconds. Option C. 20 to 25 seconds. Option D. At least 60 seconds.
The correct answer is option B. 10 to 15 seconds. The physical scrubbing phase of hand washing should last between 10 and 15 seconds. The entire process should take at least 20 seconds.
Question 3. What is the correct way to dry hands after washing them? Option A. Wipe them on a clean apron. Option B. Air dry them by waving them around. Option C. Use a single-use paper towel or a warm air hand dryer. Option D. Use a reusable cloth towel.
The correct answer is option C. Use a single-use paper towel or a warm air hand dryer. Hands must be dried using a single-use paper towel or a warm air hand dryer to prevent recontamination.
Question 4. When is it acceptable for a food handler to use hand antiseptic, hand sanitizer, instead of washing their hands? Option A. When they are extremely busy. Option B. When transitioning from raw meat to vegetables. Option C. Never. Hand antiseptics must only be used after hand washing. Option D. When wearing gloves.
The correct answer is option C. Never. Hand antiseptics must only be used after hand washing. Hand antiseptics must only be used after proper hand washing and must never be used as a replacement for washing hands.
Question 5. A food handler will be wearing single-use gloves to make a sandwich. When must they wash their hands? Option A. After putting the gloves on. Option B. Before putting the gloves on. Option C. Only if the gloves tear. Option D. Only at the beginning of their shift.
The correct answer is option B. Before putting the gloves on. Food handlers must always wash their hands before putting on single-use gloves to handle food.
Question 6. When must a food handler change their single-use gloves? Option A. After 2 hours of continual use. Option B. When they become dirty or torn. Option C. Only when switching between different types of raw meat. Option D. At the end of the shift.
The correct answer is option B. When they become dirty or torn. Gloves must be changed as soon as they become dirty or torn, before beginning a different task, after an interruption, and after 4 hours of continual use.
Question 7. What is the policy regarding food handlers wearing nail polish or artificial nails? Option A. They are allowed if they are kept short. Option B. They are not allowed unless the food handler wears intact single-use gloves. Option C. They are allowed only in the dining room. Option D. They are never allowed under any circumstances.
The correct answer is option B. They are not allowed unless the food handler wears intact single-use gloves. Nail polish and artificial nails can hide dirt or chip into food. They are generally prohibited unless covered by intact single-use gloves, if the local regulatory authority allows.
Question 8. Which piece of jewelry is a food handler legally permitted to wear while prepping food? Option A. A medical alert bracelet. Option B. A watch. Option C. A plain band ring. Option D. A diamond ring.
The correct answer is option C. A plain band ring. Food handlers cannot wear jewelry on their hands or arms, with the exception of a plain band ring. Medical alert bracelets are also not allowed on the wrists/arms.
Question 9. A food handler has a small infected cut on their finger. What must they do before working with food? Option A. Cover the cut with a bandage. Option B. Wear a glove over the cut. Option C. Cover the cut with an impermeable bandage or finger cot and wear a single-use glove over it. Option D. Wash hands more frequently.
The correct answer is option C. Cover the cut with an impermeable bandage or finger cot and wear a single-use glove over it. Infected wounds on the hand or wrist must be covered with an impermeable cover, like a bandage or finger cot, and then covered completely with a single-use glove.
Question 10. What must a manager do if a food handler reports having a sore throat with a fever? Option A. Allow them to prep food but require a mask. Option B. Restrict them from working with exposed food utensils and equipment. Option C. Exclude them from the operation entirely regardless of the population served. Option D. Send them to the hospital immediately.
The correct answer is option B. Restrict them from working with exposed food utensils and equipment. The employee must be restricted from working with exposed food, utensils, and equipment. However, if serving a high-risk population, they must be excluded from the operation.
Question 11. If a food handler is vomiting or has diarrhea, when can they return to work safely? Option A, when they feel better. Option B, immediately after the symptoms stop. Option C, when they have been symptom-free for 24 hours or have a written release from a medical practitioner. Option D, after 3 days.
The correct answer is option C, when they have been symptom-free for 24 hours or have a written release from a medical practitioner. Food handlers with vomiting or diarrhea must be excluded and cannot return to work until they have had no symptoms for 24 hours or have a doctor's note.
Question 12. A food handler is diagnosed with an illness caused by hepatitis A. What must the manager do? Option A, restrict the food handler to dishwashing duties. Option B, exclude the food handler and report the illness to the local regulatory authority. Option C, allow them to work but require double gloves. Option D, give the employee a warning.
The correct answer is option B, exclude the food handler and report the illness to the local regulatory authority. Hepatitis A is one of the big 6 pathogens. The employee must be excluded from the operation, and the local regulatory authority must be notified.
Question 13. Which area of the body is Staphylococcus aureus most commonly found on healthy adults? Option A, stomach and intestines. Option B, hair, nose and throat. Option C, feet and toes. Option D, eyes and ears.
The correct answer is option B, hair, nose and throat. Staphylococcus aureus is carried in the nose, hair, and throat of up to 50% of healthy adults. Touching the hair or face can easily transfer it to food.
Question 14. What is the proper procedure for an employee who needs to eat, drink, or smoke? Option A, they can do it in the prep area if they are careful. Option B, they can only drink from an open cup. Option C, they must do it in designated areas away from food and prep areas. Option D, they can chew gum while cooking.
The correct answer is option C. They must do it in designated areas away from food and prep areas. Employees must only eat, drink, smoke, or chew gum/tobacco in designated areas to prevent saliva transfer and contamination of food.
Question 15. If an operation allows employees to drink in the food prep area, what type of container must be used? Option A, a glass cup. Option B, a covered container with a straw. Option C, a coffee mug. Option D, any plastic container.
The correct answer is option B, a covered container with a straw. Some regulatory authorities allow drinking in prep areas if the employee uses a covered container with a straw to prevent hand-to-mouth contamination.
Question 16. What should a food handler do with their apron when leaving the kitchen to use the restroom? Option A, keep it on to save time. Option B, remove it and store it properly in the kitchen area. Option C, take it into the restroom but hang it on the door. Option D, wipe their hands on it first.
The correct answer is option B, remove it and store it properly in the kitchen area. Aprons must be removed and stored properly before leaving the prep area to use the restroom or take out the garbage to prevent cross-contamination.
Question 17. What is cross-contact? Option A, transferring a pathogen from raw chicken to lettuce. Option B, transferring a food allergen from one food to another that does not contain the allergen. Option C, using a dirty towel to wipe a table. Option D, mixing sanitizers with detergent.
The correct answer is option B, transferring a food allergen from one food to another that does not contain the allergen. Cross-contact happens when a food containing an allergen comes into contact with another food item and their proteins mix.
Question 18. Which of the following scenarios is an example of cross-contact? Option A, using the same cutting board for raw beef and raw chicken. Option B, using the same fryer oil to fry shrimp and French fries. Option C, storing cleaning chemicals above food. Option D, sneezing on a tray of cookies.
The correct answer is option B, using the same fryer oil to fry shrimp and French fries. Frying French fries in the same oil used to fry shrimp, a major allergen, transfers the shrimp protein to the fries, causing cross-contact.
Question 19. A customer informs a server that they have a severe peanut allergy. What should the server do? Option A, guess which menu items are safe. Option B, tell the customer everything is safe. Option C, consult the chef or manager to ensure no peanuts are in the dish and prevent cross-contact. Option D, tell the kitchen to cook the food to a higher temperature.
The correct answer is option C, consult the chef or manager to ensure no peanuts are in the dish and prevent cross-contact. The server must take the allergy seriously, identify ingredients, consult management or the chef, and ensure the kitchen preps the meal without cross-contact.
Question 20. Which of the following is considered one of the FDA Big 9 major food allergens? Option A, apples. Option B, tomatoes. Option C, soy. Option D, beef.
The correct answer is option C, soy. Soy is one of the big 9 allergens, along with milk, eggs, fish, crustacean shellfish, tree nuts, peanuts, wheat, and sesame.
Question 21. What is the most common way that norovirus is transmitted in a food service operation? Option A, undercooked pork. Option B, fecal-oral route via infected food handlers. Option C, contaminated beef. Option D, improperly canned vegetables.
The correct answer is option B, fecal-oral route via infected food handlers. Norovirus is highly contagious and is almost always transmitted via the fecal-oral route when infected food handlers fail to wash their hands properly.
Question 22. Why should a food handler avoid touching their hair while working with food? Option A, it causes hair loss. Option B, it makes the food handler look unprofessional. Option C, it can transfer Staphylococcus aureus to the food. Option D, it creates a physical hazard only.
The correct answer is option C. It can transfer Staphylococcus aureus to the food. Touching the hair or face can transfer Staphylococcus aureus and other pathogens from the body to the food or food contact surfaces.
Question 23. Which piece of clothing must be worn by a food handler while prepping food? Option A, a heavy jacket. Option B, a clean hat or hair restraint. Option C, a watch. Option D, a cloth mask at all times.
The correct answer is option B, a clean hat or hair restraint. Food handlers must wear clean hats or hair restraints to keep hair from falling into food and to discourage touching the hair.
Question 24. A food handler comes to work with a runny nose and a cough. They are scheduled to prep food for a healthy adult population. What is the correct action? Option A, exclude them from the operation. Option B, restrict them from working with exposed food utensils and equipment. Option C, allow them to prep food if they wear a mask. Option D, send them home for 48 hours.
The correct answer is option B, restrict them from working with exposed food utensils and equipment. A food handler with a runny nose and cough should be restricted from working with exposed food, utensils, and equipment.
Question 25. Which of the following is a primary reason for using color-coded cutting boards? Option A, to make the kitchen look organized. Option B, to prevent cross-contamination between different types of food. Option C, to adhere to local fire codes. Option D, to keep the boards from slipping.
The correct answer is option B, to prevent cross-contamination between different types of food. Using separate color-coded cutting boards, example red for raw meat, green for produce, helps prevent cross-contamination.
Question 26. A food handler preps raw chicken and then immediately begins chopping lettuce for a salad. What error was made? Option A, time temperature abuse. Option B, poor personal hygiene. Option C, cross-contamination. Option D, poor cleaning.
The correct answer is option C, cross-contamination. The food handler failed to wash their hands, change gloves, and use clean/sanitized equipment before moving from raw meat to ready-to-eat food, causing cross-contamination.
Question 27. Can a food handler with a diagnosed Salmonella typhi infection work in a restaurant? Option A, yes if they only wash dishes. Option B, no they must be excluded and reported to the regulatory authority. Option C, yes if they wear gloves. Option D, yes if they feel healthy.
The correct answer is option B, no they must be excluded and reported to the regulatory authority. Salmonella typhi is a big 6 pathogen. The employee must be completely excluded from the operation and the regulatory authority must be notified.
Question 28. What should a food handler do before putting on a new pair of single-use gloves? Option A, blow into them to open them up. Option B, wash their hands. Option C, wipe their hands on a sanitizer towel. Option D, roll them up from the bottom.
The correct answer is option B, wash their hands. Food handlers must wash their hands properly before putting on single-use gloves to ensure pathogens are not transferred to the outside of the glove.
Question 29. If an employee has a wound on their arm, how must it be covered to safely work with food? Option A, with an impermeable bandage. Option B, with a cloth towel. Option C, with a single-use glove. Option D, it does not need to be covered.
The correct answer is option A, with an impermeable bandage. A wound on the arm must be completely covered with an impermeable, liquid-tight, cover or bandage to prevent any leakage.
Question 30. What is the main danger of allowing employees to wear dirty uniforms to work? Option A, it looks unprofessional to customers. Option B, it can cause chemical contamination. Option C, it can harbor pathogens and cause cross-contamination. Option D, it makes the kitchen smell bad.
The correct answer is option C, it can harbor pathogens and cause cross-contamination. Dirty clothing can harbor pathogens, dirt, and allergens, which can easily be transferred to food or food contact surfaces, causing cross-contamination.